So most professional PC builders could probably build a PC with just a Phillips head number 2 and a few simple tools. However, I've got a few different things here that I've put together for what I want to use for my build. So I do have some screwdrivers, so a typical Phillips head number 2 screwdriver, and this one is just a little bit longer than your normal short ones, which does help to get into those deeper screws if you need to. Now, this is a screwdriver magnetizer, so using this to magnetize your screwdriver makes it easier to hold on to screws, so that is handy. I think a flathead screwdriver may be handy. I think that can help to pry things open and get to places, so that particular screwdriver will be handy. This is a ratcheting screwdriver, so it does help speed up the process. Now, this particular ratcheting screwdriver does have some different parts. So it does have a bit for a Phillips head number 2. It also does have a Phillips head number 3. Does have some flatheads and some square drives as well, should we need them, which I don't think we will. Now, the interesting part about this particular screwdriver is that when these come out, they have an impact driver end on them, so you can swap them out and put some of your extendable impact driver bits in there should you need to have a longer screwdriver. So this one here is approximately 250 mil long, so should you need to get into a deep spot in behind somewhere, that just does help you have that extra reach if you need it. Now, scissors just for cutting anything in that need to be cut, opening boxes, measuring, just a steel ruler. This is only 150 mil long, so if I need to measure something or work out what size a screw hole is, we'll do any of that. A box cutter. This is a hook box cutter. I like it for opening boxes. I think it works well. A marker pen. I think a marker pen is always good if you want to make a note or write something on a component that you want to come back to. Long nose pliers, always handy for getting into those little tight spots. Now, these particular components or these tools are just little small pieces, good for doing work on electrical builds. We've got a torch, so we've got a torch here to if we want to sort of see into the back of somewhere or get into a dark spot. We've got a bit of light we can shine into a spot should we need. Center punch should we want to mark a hole. Hopefully we won't be drilling anything today. Cable tie management. We've got some zip ties. So we've got a range of zip ties. So these are just a medium size, or what I call a medium size zip tie. Bit of lecky tape in Defaust blue, and different types of Velcros. So this Velcro tie, these are quite good. They're not the cheapest, but they're probably the better type of Velcro ties. Very handy. These are just yellow ones. I'm not sure if I want to use yellow ones in this particular build because they're going to stand out and look a bit awkward in the case. And just a roll of Velcro so I can cut things to size should I need to have a bit of extra length for some cables. Probably won't need it, but we have it on hand. We've got just a container for putting loose items so they don't roll away and fall on the floor. When you spend half a day looking for a particular screw, which I don't think would be good. Now, we've got this tool here, just in case there are any Swedish components that come into our build today. I think most of the components are not coming out of Europe, so we may not need that particular tool. And we've got the 8-ounce persuader. Now, if things get really bad, this will be coming out, but with all our planning, I believe we should be spared from having to use the persuader today. So those are the tools that I've selected for our build. I think that they should be enough to get us through for today. Hopefully the persuader stays out of the build. So with that, we might roll up our sleeves and can kick on and get the build started. So just to make a note, in the top of the Leon Lee 011 Evo case, for transport there are a couple of number 2 Phillips head screws that hold in these side panels. So it's worth putting them in if you're going to be transporting this. However, if you want access to your case regularly, then I would leave them out. In my case, access to the side panel, I believe I'm going to want fairly regularly. The front panel, I don't believe I'm going to be wanting to get off regularly, so I may put that screw back in the front there to lock it in. But worth a note. Okay, so we now have our 2 Samsung 980 Pro NVMe M.2s on the motherboard with the 4 sticks of RAM, and the CPU is now locked in place, but it doesn't have any thermal paste on it just yet. Our next step will be to attach the backing plate for the Ryogen water-cooled plate. So we're going to mount that on the back. So let's do that. Okay, so we've got that cover back on. I think we'll break for lunch now and come back and complete the build. So we've now got the majority of the major components into the case. We've got the radiator with the 3 Leon fans as an intake, the 3 bottom intake fans and the 3 top intake fans. We've now got the CPU cooler with its cover and its 3.5-inch display LCD screen in place, with its with the water pipes there. We've now got the back cable management panel off, So now we'll get into doing some cable routing and some cable management. Thanks for watching the video, and be sure to check out our other videos on the channel. Also, click the like and the subscribe buttons below. Leave us a comment if you have any questions about advanced steel, or if there are specific topics you would like us to cover. And remember, if your job's worth doing, it's worth doing right.